Listen, everybody, happy Thanksgiving, everybody. I'd like to thank everyone for making that opportunity. Dave did another great event. So you got a lot of great people here and a lot of great speakers. So before I get started, though, I got to make sure everybody's awake, okay? Because I take this very seriously, and I'm going to interact with every single one of these people, every single one of you that's in this room, because if you don't interact, you shouldn't be trading. I'm just going to be honest with you, and don't take it the wrong way. I am a little brash, but when you have money on the line, you can't be joking around. So let me just get a chat back in the chat room. Everyone could hear me loud and clear. Just give me a quick yes. Let's see if everybody can hear loud and clear. All right, we got 1, 2, 3, 4. Carl, good to see you. Conrad, good to see you. Irv, Pat, Greg, there we go. All right. All right, so everybody, I want you to type in 2 numbers. Okay, the first number I want you to type in is number 9, and the second number is number 18. Can everybody do that? Let's see if you do that. 9, 9, 18. 9, 18. All right. Well, you just figured out what day is my birthday, so when I make you a lot of money, I expect a nice little present. All right? It's a little joke I always like to throw in there. All right. So anyway, let's get started, everybody. So my name is Fausto Pugliese. I'm the president and founder of Cyber Trade University. I'm here to talk to you a little bit about is how to control losses and maximize your profit. Now, how is that possible? Well, I'm doing this for 25 years. I run one of the oldest, longest running trading rooms, actually the first one in the industry. And I'm going to invite every single one of you to come in there and see what is all about, what we do here, and why we've been doing this so long. And one of the things I'm going to get right into it and show you what we do and what we preach. And this is what's hopefully going to get everyone's attention. I am going to teach you how to follow the money. How do we do that? Because that's what I used to do. I was a market maker here in New York, and I still live in New York, and I got some of the biggest traders in the world that live right across the street from me all over my town. I know how they trade. I used to work for them, and I'm going to pass that knowledge over to you. But I just want you to understand something. These people don't care about you, okay? You are like the ants on the floor. So don't worry about like knowing their secret and all that, because at the end of the day, a lot of people are still looking for free stuff. And they think everything is free. And those are actually the people we want to trade against. But what I'm about to show you, I'm going to show you how to follow the market. Like, for example, we're going to talk a lot about right now, which I'm going to bring this up. We're going to talk about NASDAQ Book Viewer. Okay, I'm going to show you exactly how to follow these orders, how to read it. I'm also going to, which I call level 3. I'm going to show you exactly how to find stocks like on level 4, knowing that you could see 131,000 share sellers. That's why Nikola shot this morning. And if I bring this up, it went from literally from $30 up to 38 in about 45 minutes, and then came right back down to 44. How would you have known that? You have to learn how to follow the money. I'm going to teach you how to do it. I'm going to explain to it. So I really need all your attention here, because if you want to be successful in trading, you have to learn how to play the game. So I got about a little less than about 45 minutes. Hopefully that was able to catch your attention. And now I'm going to show you the art of trading and how we do it. Now, trust me, it's not really that hard. Actually, believe it or not, a lot of you make things more complicated than what it is. Now, I'm actually a day trader. If you read any of the old books, or maybe you read my book, How to Beat Market Makers at Their Own Game, basically, I was one of the original SOS bandits that started today's industry. That's basically what I've done. And now they call us, day traders, but the bad word back in the old days was SOS bandits. What I'm going to talk about is exactly what I'm showing you right here. I'm going to talk about how to follow the smart money, how to use level 2, level 3, and most importantly, level 4, which some people like, I didn't even know there was a level 4. I'm going to talk about why 90% of traders struggle, okay? And a lot of it has to do with just ignorance. It really does. I'm going to talk about how to use something called time and sales, how we could see those orders. Are they getting filled? Are they canceled? Are they fake orders? I'm going to talk about high frequency trades, dark pools. I'm going to talk about algorithms. Every little thing that you thought that you didn't have access to, I'm going to cover it in an hour. Okay. Now, I just want to let you know, everybody, you got a lot of great presenters here. And everybody here wants you to sample a little bit of what they do. And you should. You should go out there, because some of you are still don't know what you're looking for. And let me just throw this out there. I always tell my traders, or anybody that's new that's here, if you're doing something for more than 30 to 60 days and you're not making money, you're probably better off finding a new, try something different. Not that they're bad people. It's just, it shouldn't take, if you don't get it and you're not making money yet, obviously I always look at it is that you went to a doctor, he put you on medication, you're on it for 60 days, not working out, go on new medication, or you better find a new doctor. I always say that all the time. So anyway, let me just give you a quick little breakdown of Cyber Trade University. Like I said, I am one of the original day traders that started the industry over 25 years ago. How I got into this business, because you know what, this is a good question people ask. They're like, Fausto, I've seen your other presentations, or you know, I read about you, I read your book, whatever it is. I've seen you do your trading competitions, but why do you teach? Well, I can't talk for everybody else, but I can tell you why I teach. The reason why I teach is that when I got into the industry, first of all, I was 22 years old and I was a cocky kid, thought that I could do no wrong. So what I ended up doing, I opened up an account like most ignorant people out there, and I blew up 2 accounts. Eventually, fortunately, living in New York, the financial capital of the world, I says, you know what? Maybe I should get a job and work for somebody. How bad could that be? That's like saying, maybe I should learn from someone, right? But back then, you couldn't go to school to learn. You had to work for somebody. I never wanted to work for somebody because I had to split the profits. I tell everybody that all the time. Well, I would go work for somebody. But you know what? Half is better than losing it, right? So I could tell you this. On the first day I walked into that office and I watched all the camaraderie, 200-300 traders going crazy, screaming, cheering. I bought this, I sold that. Hey, this, I mean, it was great. And then when I sat down and I looked at what they were looking at, it was so amazing to me because what they were seeing, I didn't even know you had access to. I thought that, you know, I didn't even know this stuff even existed. You heard about it. It's almost like a unicorn and, you know, gold at the end of the rainbow, but this technology actually existed. And then I figured why everybody was losing so much money. So to make a long story short, I was basically semi-retired at the age of 24, but not too healthy being that young and being retired. So I was more of an entrepreneur and I wanted to, you know, do better and succeed. So when I left my brokerage firm, one thing they taught me, and they were so right, they says, Fausto, when you leave this whole camaraderie, you leave this office and you're trading by yourself, it's not that easy. You don't know why Bill is selling this, Mike is buying that. You're not hearing John is in, you know, F's Tech, or he's selling Apple, or whatever it may be. It's a team. You got to be part of a team. So I was actually one of the first people to come out with a school that said, you know what? I need to teach people how to trade so I could be part of my team. So what I'm looking to do today is I want to teach you guys the style of how Wall Street traders trade. And if you think you have it in you, I want to invite you in my trading room so you could see how I've taught other traders to make money and how we make money together, because that's what it's about. It's not about paying all this crazy money on education and stuff and then go out on your own and figure it out on your own, okay? There's 2 parts to that. So that's really how I got into and why Cyber Trade University has been around. So I got 2 families. This is my lovely wife, Debbie, and my 3 lovely sons, Max, Lucas, and Alex. Been married for over almost 24 years now. And you all know how hard a marriage is, right? It's a lot of work, but you know what? You think, if you think being married tough, you know, try getting into a business of trading. So I have 2 families. I have my family, and then I have my second family, my traders I trade with. So I want you guys to be part of that. That's what I'm looking for. So that's basically why I teach. Going out there, trying to teach people how to trade the market so we could trade together and make money together. Now, why do you want to trade? It's as simple as this. You just want to make money. You see, everybody trades stocks for the wrong reasons, or any market. They're like, oh, because I want to trade Tesla. Listen, it's not about trading Tesla. It's not about trading NVIDIA. It's not about trading, you know, OPTT, whatever it is that's moving today. It's about making money. And you have to have that mentality. But the mentality is this. You don't trade to trade. You trade to risk as minimum as possible with the maximum reward. There's so many stocks out there you could trade, but you only need one to make your day's pay. So why just go out there and just trade, what you hear about every day? There are a lot of other stocks out there that go out there that will give you less risk with more reward. So have you ever traded a stock? Let me bring up a stock. Anyone ever trade a stock called EV? Now, I mean, I'm sitting here talking away, but just want to bring that up. Anyone trade a stock EV lately? Just give me a yes or no. Heard about it, seen it, anything? EV stocks have been great, okay? These are all electric stocks. So all these stocks, like all these stocks that has to do with in the electric car industry. NIO went from $50 to $56. This stock, if you look at the bottom, it did it in one day. This stock less than 4 months ago was at $3. How did you find it, Fausto? How did you know? Well, the thing is this. We can go back and keep talking about like what the company does and how great they are. But you know what? That's the past. How are you able to predict the future? How could you have found a stock like XPEV? Another one went from 56 to 74 in one day. Nikola is the one that I just brought up now. It went from 27 to 29 and it actually went to, where's it today? Went to 38. Okay. So there's a lot of these car stocks that are moving and everyone's still stuck on Tesla. Actually you could risk less with more reward. They're all in the same industry. What about FCEL? FCEL went from $6 to $9 in one day. This is why day traders love day trading. It's not about, oh, I heard about it. It's all about, wow, I didn't have to risk that much money to be and trade something in that industry. And that's what it's all about. Solo, another one. The list goes on and on and on. Don't mind me. $8.50 to $13.50 in one day. This is why people love day trading. And you know what? You didn't have to buy it at 9 o'clock, 9:30. You didn't have to buy it at 10 o'clock or 10:30. You could always, you don't need to make 9 to 13. You can make 10 to 10.50, make 50 cents on 1,000 shares, make $500. That's a nice little $100,000 a year salary. Who doesn't want that job? So there's a lot out there. So how do you know when to actually buy the stock? That's basically what we're going to talk about. It's all about following the smart money. My mentors always taught me, and they says, Fausto, once you think you know something about the market, you're going to lose. And I'm like, how's that possible? I mean, I'm not that dumb. They're like, it doesn't matter what you think. It's what the big guys think. It's about the guy that wants to sell 200,000 shares at $38. But it's a good company. Tesla keeps going. Doesn't matter what you think. You have to know how to follow the money. Now, I know this is a dumb question, and I'm probably going to get a very dumb answer, but does everybody here know how to add? Because believe me, I used to teach math classes in my classes. Thank God we went to decimals, but fractions, oh my God, that was a nightmare. Carlos, is Carlos the only person who knows how to do math? Carlos, the only one? Henry, you do? Oh, we got a Greek in here. Yes? All right. Good. Guys, don't be shy. There's almost close to 200 people in here. Don't be embarrassed to say. Nobody can read your chat. Don't let me pick you out. If you don't know it, I'd rather you don't know it. If you know it, that's good. Okay. So we're getting a lot of people who said yes. All right. So the reason why I asked that question, excuse me, because there are going to be levels of stocks that you need to know the math on what is a lot and what is a little. And it's so funny. The reason why I asked this question, because some people today think that, is that real? Is that a fake order? And you're going to be like, no, it's not. And if you don't believe me, we'll go in my trading room. I'll find one of those orders and we'll use your account and you tell me how fake it is. All right. So let's talk about how we actually do that. Let me get my little pointer out here. Hold on, my animation. All right. So here's my little pointer. You guys can follow. So what we're looking at right here is what's called NASDAQ Total View. And this is NASDAQ software. This is not the Fausto software. This is not, David Software. This is when you want to go on the exchange of the NASDAQ, this is what they look at. So what you have over here is a one big chat room. Now, believe it or not, I actually helped develop these ECNs back in the 90s. So I'm actually one of the pioneers, not only help beta test it, but makes you come to fruition. And I want to bore you with the whole story about it, but let me show you how it works. So basically NASDAQ, you are seeing all the orders around the world, people that are trading Intel. Now you got on the left-hand side, you got buy orders, and then on the right-hand side, you have sell orders. And the way it works is it's basically a big chat room, people negotiating. Who wants to buy for the most amount of money? Who wants to buy it for less goes down at the bottom. Whoever wants to sell Intel for more money is up on top. Whoever wants to sell it for, a lot more money is on the bottom. So you could see all the orders. Now, what freaks people out when they see this is they see all these numbers. They're like, what do I look at? Well, there's really only one number you need to look at. Now, remember I told you if you know how to add? Well, the way you add is you're looking for a lot of shares. And, what I look for is a guy like, oh, well, what do you know? There is almost 300,000 shares looking to be sold in Intel for $50, and there are 461 people out there. I would think that's a resistance level. Wouldn't you? Okay. But some people be like, oh, I want to sell it at, $50.14 because that's my birthday. I was born on the 5th, on the 14th. So, I mean, some people think like the ridiculous thing. Believe me, I heard some crazy stuff. Yeah, okay, great. You and the whole 300 shares out there in the world. You go out there and you focus on that. I'll focus on 50. Okay? What makes me smarter than me and someone else is 300,000 shares. Okay? So, how do we utilize this data? I'm going to ask another dumb question. Does anybody here know how to read a chart? Just give me a yes. Anybody here know how to read a chart? Because I could tell you this. 80% of the people read charts, read them backwards, and you really don't know how to read a chart. Okay? We got one person that's honest. And, okay, good. All right. So I'm going to eliminate all these indicators and Bollinger Bands and MACDs and all this crazy stuff. Okay? So let's focus on this. Here at CyberTrade University, we do not teach support and resistance levels, period. Now, you're probably like falling off your chair like, wait a minute. Who the hell is this guy Fausto telling me? Isn't that what we teach? That's what everyone teaches. No. You'll see why. Supports and resistance levels are the past. Do you want to worry about the past or you want to worry about the future? Because supports and resistance levels get broken all the time. So the way you got to look at it is what makes a support level? What makes a resistance levels? Buyers and sellers. That's it. Buyers and sellers. If you don't have the buyers, you don't have support. If you don't have the sellers, you don't have resistance. So instead of worrying about support and resistance, you should be focusing more on the buyers and sellers side, which a lot of people didn't know that they had access to, which is what I'm bringing to you now. So let's look at this example right here, FLDM. Stock goes from $10, goes all the way down, stops at $7.50. Why $7.50? And not only that, from 10 o'clock until 1 o'clock, it just never wanted to go past $7.50. It's obviously a support level, but how do we really know it was support level? I mean, how do we really know? Well, what makes support levels is buyers. And when you look over here on the NASDAQ exchange, you could see that there are a lot of buyers out there, 200, 1,800, 1,000. But what stands out and why 750 was a support level is because there was 92,000 shares out there to be bought at 750, and there was 16 orders around the entire world that make up that 92,000 shares. So you can sit there and you can calculate and you can look at the when Haley's Comet crosses with the RSI and stuff like that. You could think all you want. At the end of the day, that's the guy I need to watch. That is the only reason why that stock did not go past 750. Now, I don't know about you, but the reason why I was joking around about if you know how to add is because we all know money, right? We know what a $100 bill looks like, and we know what a dollar bill looks like, okay? So, and you know what? We know what $92,000 is worth, and we know what $11 is worth. Who do you think? Which pile do you want to grab, right? This is my point. Here's the 92,000 shares, and here's the 11 shares. Who do you want? Who do you trust more? That is how you're supposed to look at the market. Now let's move on. We still got more. Resistance. What makes resistance? Sellers. So here we're looking at Intel. And Intel, what a great run up. Stock started, went from 47, went right to 50 in a matter of, I don't know, 10 minutes? Great run. Like, wow, I made so much money, 1050. Look at that, beautiful. And all of a sudden, like, you go to the bathroom, you come back, 30 minutes later, you're back to 47. All of a sudden, you thought you made $3,000. You're going to go, you thought you can go, buy something nice. And then all of a sudden, you just gave it all back. And like, what the hell happened? Well, what happened was, did you realize that there was a 294,000 share seller sitting there at 50? And there was 461 shares. Now, there are people that come up to me like, oh, no, 50 is a whole number. You're not supposed to, you should have known that. It's 50 because it's 50. I mean, what does that mean? I hear people say it all the time. They're like, oh, of course it went down. It hit 50. Well, what does that mean? I don't know what that means. I know what does mean. There's a lot of shares out there looking to be sold. Maybe what it means that psychologically everybody wants to sell at 50. They got all their limit orders out there and you could see it. That makes sense to me. But just because you came up with a number in your head, they're like, oh, well, it's 50. I mean, everybody knows you sell at 50. Oh, so it means everybody had their order out there. You know what? You're right. I see them out there. You're absolutely right. That's what explains why it's resistance. Not because somebody wrote in a book that told you what numbers you have to be careful of, because they still have never explained it. It's all about following the money. Now, you have to understand, ladies and gentlemen, fellow traders, for doing this for 25 years, I've seen people blow up their account over and over and over again. And I feel terrible. I mean, it's just like, I know so many people out there that, especially with COVID going on, now they're saying there's going to be 1 million people out of work right after the new year. And that now they don't know what to do. They're depending on this stimulus check or their unemployment. Why? Why? The market just broke 30,000. Why not change a career? Why sit there and try to go out there and try to invent the wheel? You know why you're here. You're here because Social Security doesn't pay enough. You don't want to blow up your pension. You probably don't want to go back to work. Living at home is actually pretty nice, pretty fun, actually. Get best of both worlds. And you could trade. And you find out that you can actually make money doing it. Why not do it? But you got to learn before you can earn. Walter has a question. Do you see the market limit orders on the NASDAQ book value? Well, Walter, that's what these are. These are limit orders. That's basically what they are. Let's look at this really quick. We're looking at Workhorse, another fun stock that we were trading, been very volatile stock. Okay, so Workhorse went from 27.20 to 22.80. Could you guys tell me, what does this stock look like to you? Is it continue to going down or is it going to go up? What is the trend of this stock? Let's see how you all answer this question. Up or down? And by the way, if you can't answer this question, you probably should quit trading. You really should quit trading. I had one person says, well, I don't know because not enough data. Then you know what? That means you're too analytical and you don't know the difference between a green light and a red light. But what about the yellow? Okay. Regardless of the yellow, that's like the white bar. What is the stock doing, going up or going down? Who didn't answer me? Mike, what about you? I didn't hear from you. Abe, Herman, Lester, Peter. Guys, come on. Tell me, what do you think? Up or down? If you don't know the answer, I'd rather you just say, I don't know. Give me a question mark. Because this question is going to help you to have a game plan not to continue to lose money. Because let me tell you something, what we teach at Cyber Traderversity. And this is what I was taught, and this is what I pass over to my traders. I don't teach you how to make money. That's the last thing you want to learn. You know what you need to learn? How to stop losing it. Once you learn how to stop losing money, the winners take care of themselves. A lot of people don't know when's enough's enough. They don't know, do I cut my losses now? You know, I mean, like, listen, marriage is great, but divorces, they could be cheap, but most of the time they're very expensive because you probably let it go longer than you should have, right? As much as we wanted to make it work. Stocks are no different. They're beautiful, they're great, they're wonderful. But if we don't cut our losses short, they could really basically put us out of business. So if you said the stock is going down, congratulations, you are all correct. If you said it's going up, I really would love to hear what your reasoning is. But the stock is going down. So you just passed the first test. Now, here's the $64,000 question. What do we need for the stock to go up? What is going to make, because this stock, I mean, it could go to zero, right? But what do we need for it to go up? What do we need? What's going to stop this stock and end the bleeding with the red, and we can start seeing greens? Oh, very interesting. Everybody's saying the same word. We need buyers. Oh, you mean you don't need a support level? Wow, see how fast you think? The only way you're going to find support level is the past. But if you're able to find the buyers, that's focusing on the future. See how easy that is? You guys catch on pretty quickly. So let's go over here and check out Workhorse. So we got to look for buyers, right? So we're going to go in the buyers column. And when you look down the buyers column, I mean, right now the stock is trading at 2278. 400 shares, 80 shares, 2,400 at 2270. Work our way down. And here you got the green arrows. Wow. Interesting. In a matter of about 25 cents away from now, you got 110,000 shares buyer and another 60,000 share buyer. So in theory, you know what I call that? Support levels, demand. So if I was really focusing on buying the stock and I like it and everyone's screaming for the hills and losing money, or let's just say hypothetically, I do own the stock, I'm losing money, I probably would like, even though it's going to probably go down another 25 cents, I already risked $2. What's another 25 cents? We're gonna come up to those big buyers now. Let's see what happens there. Is 25 cents going to change anything when I'm already down $2? How many of you guys, this is another very important question. And this is what's going to really make you realize that you've been trading blind. When it comes to trading, you ever feel like when you do a trade, soon as you sell it, thing goes up. And then when you always happen to buy a stock, soon as you buy it, the thing goes down. And then you sit there and wonder, it's like, why do I even do this? I feel like they're watching me. Happens to you all the time? Okay. All the time it happens. Anyone else? It happened to anybody? And it ticks you off, right? It's like, there's definitely, somebody's doing something, It's got to be, I don't know, the Russians, it's got to be China, it's got to be the brokerage firm. Someone's watching me, right? Listen, nobody's watching you. You know what your problem is? You're not watching them. If you were watching them, then you would have known where to get and where to get out. Remember, you're just the ants on the floor. Henry, this is part of the dark pools, okay? This is part of the dark pools. And Henry, I'll show you more and more. And by the way, Henry, listen, I'm the one that started dark pools, okay? And if you see people talking about it, where do you think they learn? There's a lot of schools out there that are actually my students. When I teach my students, I encourage them to go out there because they learn. When you become a student at CTU, you learn that eventually you're going to outgrow CTU, and we encourage you to go out there and train other people. And the only way to do that is being part of the team. So when you're seeing these people talking about, you know, all these things that we're talking about, we think they learned it, especially being around for 25 years. All right. Now, let's get back to Workhorse. Look what happened here. Stock goes from 24 right down to 22, exactly where that number is. And you know what? If you knew that way, you should have bought it there, or if you knew you shouldn't take a loss, look, it went right back up in about less than 30 minutes, right back up to 23.30, 23.80. You could have saved the loss, or you could have made good money or averaged down there and did pretty well. All about knowing where that big block order was. Actually, how do you identify these stocks? Can you please share? How do we identify them? Okay, so I'm actually gonna get to that in a little bit. Okay, about how do we find them and everything else. But my most important thing that I'm trying to educate everyone here about, it's about following the money. Okay, if I was not able to follow the money, I would not be here today. And when I do these presentations and I see how many people are getting into this industry, they're starting to realize, why am I trying to pretend I'm an analyst? Why am I trying to go out there and getting some newsletter to tell me where to get and where to get out? Why can't I just think for myself? Okay, why do I need, you know, how many times have you tried to call somebody and like, I had a question. You said this was going up and down. Could you explain to me why? You know what? You didn't have to do that. You should already know why it went up and went down. That's how you make money in trading. All right, let's have a little fun right here, okay? Resistance levels. We're looking at American Airlines. Could you guys tell me, in theory, where do you think resistance levels would be in AAL? What do you guys think? Let's see how you guys pick a number. Where do you think, in theory, resistance level will be? Now, remember, do you know how to add? I know that was a dumb question. They're like, why is this guy asking such a dumb question? Well, if you know how to add, tell me where you think resistance level is. You should be able to answer this question. Well, remember, resistance is made by sellers. Where the seller's located? On the right-hand side. Work your way down there. Almost 600,000 shares. Guys selling at $12.90. Is that real? Is that actually, is that even possible? So one way to find out, go out there, take your money and try to execute them. You tell me how fake that is, all right? So when you look at a chart like this, and you're like, oh, look at this, American Airlines, stock's going up, got a nice little trend right here. Oh, definitely. Yeah, no problem. Look what happened here when you had that big spike. It went from 1290, shot right back down. Oh, what a coincidence! A double top. It might's going to break out because you got to know about the double tops and triple bottoms, right? Oh, what do you think's going to happen? Oh, guess what? It came straight back down to 1220. But I thought it was going to break it. My newsletter told me. Mr. Fibonacci told me. Okay, Mr. MACD told me. Nah, it doesn't work that way. Hate to tell you. All right, you're going to think you're smarter than the 600,000 shares out there looking to sell? Yeah, let me know how that works out for you. There's no reason that you should not know where those buyers and sellers are. Okay? You just got to know where they are. And it just makes that much easier. It makes your life that much less stressful than to go out there and try to analyze it. And look at this. I'm not even showing you like some of these platforms that got like 1,000 windows, the heat seekers, the 200,000 different indicators, and, you know, these scanners and the heat seekers. I mean, these things, I mean, 90% of you don't even need it. Okay. And let me tell you, it helps. If you kept things simple, then you will understand why these things do what they do. But it all comes down to one thing: data. You got to follow the data. Now, as a professional day trader, okay, and been doing this for so long, nothing has changed other than when I started, you had to be licensed to do it. Now you don't have to be licensed. Back then, I used to pay $20 a ticket. $20. For me to get this data, I had to pay $1,000 a month. Now think about this for a second. There's over, close to 200 people in here, okay? Now, how many of you here are like, I'm in. Oh, $20 a ticket, $1,000 for that date, I'm in. You know what? 95% of the people in the audience said, makes sense, I love the job, but at 20 years ago, you're like, it's a lot of money for a 22-year-old to come in, okay? Well, guess what? Today, tickets are free. This data costs $15. Until today, people still won't pay, okay? And for them, I just tell them, listen, if you don't think this is valuable to you, if this is what you want to do as a career, and you don't want, and you think you go, oh, but they give me free tickets. Oh, listen, I used to make money paying $20 a ticket. I don't understand how people can't make money paying 0 tickets. Back when I started, I used to do 100 tickets a day on the average. My ticket commissions were $2,000 a day. I had to make $2,000 just to break even. And people can't even make that today, on a free ticket. But when you see the data, now it makes sense. You're like, oh, today's times, this is like taking candy from a little kid. This is like the greatest thing ever. And then what's happening in 2020, people come up to me, it's like, I just want to erase 2020 out of my memory. Between the hurricanes, the fires, the elections, the riots, what else? What am I missing? Anything else I'm missing? COVID. How could I forget COVID, right? All this crazy stuff. I said, I just want to erase 2020 in my head. I said, you know what? You give me 2020 every year, forever. I'll take it. Okay? Because I'm a trader, and it's unfortunately chaos is what makes, catastrophes make opportunities for us traders. I'll take that all day long. So to let you all know what we call these, and you probably hear about them now, you might hear it in some chat rooms, but I came up with the word, and I founded the word. It's called iceberg orders. Basically, these are big block orders I teach my traders to find. And the reason how I came up with that word is I always tell regarding the Titanic, everyone knows what happened to Titanic, sad story, but, they were so more concerned about the ship, more concerned about radar. And you could see that an iceberg is pretty big on the bottom, not up on top. And if you don't have the right radar, guess what? You're going to sink and you're going to blow up and you're going to lose everything. And we don't want you to have that happen to you. So everybody comes up to me and they ask me, okay, Fausto, I heard about this. What about the fake orders? First of all, this ain't fake news, okay? There's nothing fake about trading, all right? Those orders are real. Now, can someone cancel an order? Of course, you could cancel an order, okay? And how do we know if they're getting executed or not? Well, did you know that time and sales actually controls the chart? These are transactions of every trade that takes place. So by seeing that, just by having it color coordinated, you could see where the transactions are taking place. Red are on the bid and green are on the offer. I'll give you an example. Rite Aid, right? Rite Aid has a big buyer here. You could see right here at 80,000 shares at 55, okay? Now, doesn't support levels get broken? It happens all the time, right? Support levels get broken all the time. So look at right here. Stock goes here, but you said, Fausto, you said that it was support levels. Yeah, I know it was support level, but unfortunately, somebody sold it to the guy, all right? Look at all these transactions. 1,000, 4,000, 2,000, 2,500, 2,800, 3,800. The guy was getting executed. And you know what? That could happen. Just because there's a big order out there, maybe Warren Buffett wanted to get out of his shares. And he's like, oh, broker called him up and said, hey, Warren, good luck. I got an 6,000 share buyer out there. Here's your opportunity to get out. I couldn't sell it with 300 shares, 1,000, but somehow somebody wants to buy it. Oh, sell it to him. And guess what? There's your confirmation. And guess what? You could see those orders getting executed. And think about it. If you're seeing that guy out there, knowing that support levels, and then you start noticing he's getting executed, and like, wait a minute, that number keeps dropping. And the time in sales keep getting executed, which, by the way, For some of you don't know what that is, that's called tape reading. I'm an actual tape reader. That's how I was originally taught how to trade. And that's how I teach my traders. So you're looking at the tape and you're seeing those transactions taking place. So you know where the money's going. So you know, like, uh-oh, you got a problem here. Big buyer out there. He's getting executed. And guess what? If you weren't prepared, 2 minutes, 10 minutes, 30 minutes, until he dumped all those shares, because somebody told you Rite Aid was a good deal, or you're like, you know what? I own it at 16. I can't afford to take a loss at 15. You know, I just bought the stock. I like the company. Yeah, but you know what? Unfortunately, it doesn't matter what you think, because you could always buy it back cheaper. Yeah, but what am I? Well, guess what? Now the stock dropped down all the way to 14. Now what are you going to do? How does that working out for you? You know, it comes down to just following the money. So next thing people always ask me, which is the next thing I'm going to talk about. Anybody here ever heard of something called level 4? That was level 3. What about level 4? Anybody heard of level 4? Anyone have it? No, nobody has it. Think about what level 4 means. What iPhone are we up to right now? What iPhone we have? Was it iPhone 12? I think that's coming out, right? How about if I told you there's an iPhone 15? An iPhone 15. People are like, there's no iPhone 15. No, there is. You just didn't, no one ever told you about it. Or they're not selling it to you because you're not part of that private club. You're like, would you rather buy the 12 or the 15, right? So there is a level 4, and I'm going to bring it up over here and show you. Now, the difference between, this is level 3 that I call it, and this is level 4. Now, the difference between level 3 and level 4 is level 3 is only giving you one book. There are a few books out there. I don't want to get complicated, make things complicated for you, but there's Archipelago, there's NASDAQ, there's EDGX, there's the Philadelphia Exchange. There's a couple of different exchanges. So we're looking at one of the biggest ones in there. Got the New York Stock Exchange. So the one on the right is aggregating all of them together, and not only is it aggregating it, but it's telling you how long the guy's been out there, those orders, and if they're getting executed or not. So not only are you seeing the orders, but now you're looking at a level 4 that's adding more books to it, not just one, and you're seeing exactly where the orders are. Like you see over here, we're looking at Nikola, and you could see that there was a big iceberg order here right around 35. And guess what? He got executed, and it ran all the way to the next resistance levels, which was 38. And apparently that guy didn't get filled, and he's still out there for 134,000 shares at 38. But when I look here at level 3, I can't see that low. I can't see that order because it's showing me every penny. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, you got this guy. I came to see the guy at 37 for 80,000. Here's a guy. Here's 95,000 for 34. I could probably see. Oh, there he is. See him? There he is. See this guy right here? Right there. See that guy right there? That guy is this guy right here. And he's been out there since 11:30. So he's been out there for a while. And he actually, it got thicker. That means he added to his position. Okay. So now I know and have a little bit of a game plan where the support levels are and where the resistance levels are. So going out there right now, it says, oh, look, great stock, I want to buy. Yeah, okay, great. But why buy it here at 35.30? Why not wait until it hits 34? Or, you know, let's see what happens. Why buy right smack in the middle of a building? You know what I mean? Because if you came here at 12 o'clock, you could have got it at 34. You know, it's all about following the money. So let me change this over here, move this back, get this out of the way. Now, question to all of you. Is anybody confused yet? Everyone following along? Anyone there following along? Okay. So Anybody want me to look at a stock? Give me a stock. Anybody concerned about a position they're in right now? Give me a position. Let me look at a stock. Apple, I don't trade Apple. Apple is brand name. Everyone in the world trades Apple. SPYs, same thing. You're wasting your time. Let me bring up some of the stocks up here. Hold on. UAL. Okay. United Airlines looks pretty interesting. Okay. Right now, United Airlines has a nice push. Okay. And you could see that it hit there at 10 o'clock, came back down, and it hit it there again. For some reason, it's having a tough time getting past this 45.50. Don't even know anything about it. All right. So I'm going to hop on over here and check out level 3 and UAL. We'll check it out. And where do we say the resistance levels here? At 45.50. Okay. So there's like a 6,000 share seller out there. Nothing crazy. Not like the 30s. I'm going to hop over here and I'm going to type it in on level 4 and see if maybe there's more out there on a different exchange and see what's happening. Okay, let's got to load up his data. Okay, so what do we got? All right, right there, you could see it. The reason why it came down, you see that red line? That's why it came down. This guy's been out there since 9:30 this morning. So that basically explains why the stock didn't go past it. Big red order. That guy's out there since 9 o'clock this morning. So that's the reason why, that happens. All right, let's look at another one. I like Andy's, ACB. That was a fun stock trading today. ACB had some really good movement. So let's look at ACB. ACB. Okay. So the stock had a nice push this morning. It's up about $2. And she's trading in this really funny range. You can see it right here. She was up nicely this morning at 5 o'clock this morning, but 9:30 right here. She went from 940. She built some nice support levels here. Why? Why those numbers? Okay, so let's go hop over here. Let's go see what's happening on level 3, and you could see that support level around 860. Not really any significant buyers. You got right here at 850, which is what we looked at right there. There's about 21,000. There's 89 people out there bidding for it. So it's somewhat of a little bit of an iceberg. Nothing major. I'm going to hop over here on the level 4. Bring it up over here. Let the data load up. And you could see that there's a big resistance level. There was support levels right here. It looks like he left. You see right here on the bottom. Hold on, let me get the crayon out here. There's a 33,000 share seller, and up here there's a 55,000 share seller. The guy's been out there for a while. You could see how it came down. This guy's been out there forever. He's been selling it. Right here, this big order, this guy got executed. See how the color's gone? That means that guy got executed, and that's why it ran to the next resistance levels. That's basically what happened here. It's all about following the money. That's where it comes down to it. All right, so we're almost out of time here because I want to get you guys, let you know how to get into the trading room, because whatever I teach, I want to basically practice what I preach. So listen, anybody can come out with some nice PowerPoints, you know what I mean? But wouldn't it be nice to see this live for a week? Okay, so I'm going to give you that kind of opportunities. But just to kind of let you know, be careful with these indicators. I mean, looking at it, what chart's easier to read? The one on the left or the one on the right? When you start hitting all these bells and whistles, it just becomes chaos and confusion. Learn how to keep things simple, because technical analysis becomes paralysis, and that's what ends up happening. You might see a lot of numbers, but you know what? There's only one big number you need to look at, and that's the iceberg orders. All right? And let me tell you this, guys. You don't need a lot of money to make money in trading. I mean, you think about it. Look at this stock we traded, Plug. another one of these big flyers. Stock at 930 goes from 1660 all the way to 1880. Do you really need $2? I mean, it's nice, but you know what? You had to work all day to do it. If you just traded the morning, because I only trade an hour a day. If you made just 50 cents, it's $500. $500, 50 cents? You serious? Yeah, that's a $100,000 salary. You ever try to just focus to make 50 cents? It's not that hard. Just in 1 hour. So with that said, cyber traders, well, thank you very much, Wayne, for that. I really appreciate that, Wayne. Now, just to let you all know, every one of you are going to need a mentor. And honestly, you're going to need more than one. And if you did take training for somebody, listen, it's okay to learn from someone else. Just because you bought something from somebody or you got, it doesn't mean you have to stick with it. If it's not working after 30 to 60 days, it's okay. You know what? You got to cut your losses eventually. You get it or you don't get it. Now, honestly, I told you this before we started. I can't teach you how to make money in an hour. I could just literally catch your interest. But if you like what you see, let me take you under my wing. Let me show you how we do it. And let me tell you, you're going to realize this is the greatest job in the world. You could spend more time with your family. You could do things you always want to do in life. You can get away from this whole COVID thing. You know what I mean? Not worrying about making money. You don't have to make a lot of money and make a very successful career in doing this. But you got to start somewhere. And guess what? Cyber Trade University has been endorsed and sponsored by more brokerage firms than any school in the industry. You know why? Because they know, they watch our students. They do their homework. They check the reviews. You think they want me to go on Charles Schwab knowing I'm teaching people how to lose money, or in Tasty Trade or Thinkorswim or TradeStation? You probably have an account with them. I've done presentations for every one of them. And let me tell you, if there's anything that would help make you have credibility, is being endorsed by a brokerage firm, because they have a lot more to lose than we do. Now, and also, like anything else, we got a 5-star rating Google on Google, and we got a AAA rating on the Better Business Bureau. I take this very, very seriously, but listen, if it's not working out, I'd rather tell you point blank before you start getting yourself deep into it, because then you just have a disgruntled student, and I don't think anybody wants to, feel like they were taken advantage of. Now, this is what I'm looking to do. I want to invite every one of you to come to my original trading room, okay? And the thing is this, I don't want you to judge us on the winners. I want you to judge us on our losers. And I want you to judge us how we get out of them, how we take losses. I want you to see the camaraderie. I want you to see the excitement, our traders, how we trade together, how we make money together, how we lose together. And we can come back tomorrow and be in a great mood, because it's a team effort. Come and join us on Sunday football. This is basically what it is. But before you go out there and says, oh, now Fausto told me his secrets, let me go try it. No, listen, all I'm asking you is come to the original trading room and see how it works first. I only could do so much. Now, so what do you have to lose? Not a lot. Try to sample this out and try it out. And this is all I'm asking for, is $9. That's it. $9 is an application fee for us to let you in the trading room, because we don't know who you are. We don't know where you came from. We don't know if you're, we have to qualify. We have to see who you are. So for $9, I'm going to give you 1 week in our live trading room, and this is what you're going to get. You're going to be able to talk to an education advisor. You're going to have 3 daily market meetings. I'm going to teach you how to pre-market. You're going to watch our aftermarket. You're going to see how we find these stocks. You're going to see our afternoon watch list. You're going to get 100 hours of recordings. You're going to get a crash course on day trade. All this for $9. Now, people are like, why so cheap? Well, I don't make money on $9. Trust me, I lose money on that. The $9 just shows to me that you're a real person, that we know who you are, and you're going to take it seriously. Because if you can't afford $9, then you really can't afford to trade at all, I tell everybody. And guess what? As a bonus, if you do register right now, the first 20 people, I will even give you a personal coaching class. Because when we start getting into it and you're really serious about it, I got to really make sure you're qualified to be in the room, because we just don't let every Tom, Dick, and Harry in the room. All right. You won't find 1,000 traders in my room. If I want to, I can have 5,000 people in my room. I don't need 5,000 people. Okay. Because what does that do for you? Oh, look at it. Great. Yeah. Go to a free concert. Let me know how that works out for you. The people who are in here are serious traders. They're business owners. They're grandmas, they're grandpas, they're engineers, they're real estate brokers, they're doctors, they're professors. These are serious people in there, and they don't want to, and we have to make sure that you're the right fit, because believe me, it might not be a good fit. So there's the link. Just click on that link, ladies and gentlemen. And like I said, it's $9. Doesn't really cost anything. And you know what? After 7 days, if you feel like we're not the right fit, we'll give you $9 back. All right. Now, I got about a minute or two before I pass on to the next presenter. Does anyone have any last questions? After the first week, Tappa, if you want to continue after the week, it's $149 a month. And listen, I'm not going to make you go over hoops at it. If you don't want to be part of it, don't. Like I said, I don't need the bad review. Okay. If you like it, you're going to stick with it. You're going to make money. If you're not going to like it, you're going to cancel. That's the way we look at it. All right. So, any other, when could you start? Listen, I know we have a holiday. Personally, I would start right away. The days that you're missing, we're going to throw an extra 2 days because of Thanksgiving and Friday. So if you want to wait till Monday, you could do that. If you want to start tomorrow, I mean, I wouldn't waste any time. Just get it done and just get in there, because let me tell you, today, honestly, was probably one of the best days we had all month. There was some great stocks that are moving. I mean, I could just show you just on the chart on what we traded today. It was just unbelievable. YJ stock goes from, this is day trading at its best. Stock goes from $2 up to about $6. FTech on the swing trade goes from $1 to about $6. This morning it ran from like 4 to 7. Which was the other one that we traded that was pretty good. FCEL, not FCEL. IDX went from like $3 to $4.50. OPTT, 3 to 4. Nikola, 30 to 38. I mean, this is basically what we've been trading all day. What else with ACB? Oh, that was PLTR. That was awesome. That was an IPO. 10 to 26. Had a nice move today. Okay. No, we don't only day trade, Tapas. We also do swing trading and options trading. But majority, like 80% of it is day trading. All right. So listen, guys, I don't want to take too much time. I want you guys to get ready for the next presenter. He's coming on in the next 10 minutes. So I'll give you the opportunity to register. So, I hope everybody enjoyed it. To answer your question, Greg, what about futures trading? Greg, I don't trade futures. You got a lot of presenters here is working on futures. So, try some of them. I'm a stock trader. I'm not a jack of all trades. I know how to trade futures if I want to, but born and raised in New York, we're really more stock traders. So if you want to learn about the stock market, and which, by the way, doesn't mean you still can't learn how to trade the stock market. Because like I told you earlier, if you want to learn futures, if you're doing it for like more than 60 days, you're not making money, you might want to consider changing careers. Okay? Same thing with the stock market. If you're not making money trading the stock market, maybe it's not for you. Maybe you should trade stock. Maybe you should trade futures. But you don't know until you try it. All right? Thanks very much, Dave. You did a great job hosting this event. You got a lot of great presenters. Guys, for everyone else, be safe, take COVID very seriously, and have a happy Thanksgiving. Thank you.